A very good morning to all of you. Let me welcome you all for this new English class. We are going to see the new lesson of book B, page number 2 of your book B, 7th lesson, Malala Yousafzai. Okay, we are going to see Malala Yousafzai. You may have heard her name. Have you all heard this name, Malala Yousafzai? Okay, before entering into this lesson, we are going to see, get set, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, is a milestone document in the history of human rights. Okay, drafted by the representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world. The declaration was proclaimed by United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10th December 1948 as a common standard of achievements for all the peoples and nations. It was set out for the first time that fundamental human rights must be universally protected. Okay. We all know we have some we have human rights. What is human rights, ma'am? That was the first question. What is meant by the term human rights? What is human rights? We have some set of principles or set of rules or norms. Some norms we will be having that describe that certain standards of human behavior. We have right to speech, right to vote, right for freedom, right to education. Like that, we have some set of human rights, right? That is what given in that document. That is drafted by representatives with legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world. The declaration was proclaimed. What does that word proclaimed means? It was to make something known publicly. They have said publicly that Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHRD, was a document. It was a document that consists of human rights. It has set of norms. That was said in that declaration. It was proclaimed. It was known publicly. They make it in public. It was proclaimed by whom? United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, United Nations General Assembly. Its headquarters is in, it is an international organization. Okay, United Nations General Assembly is an international organization. Everything has an headquarters, right? Our High Court, our Supreme Court has a headquarter in New Delhi. Like that, United Nations General Assembly also has its headquarters in New York, US. Okay, you have to know this. Okay, it is an additional information which I am giving you. UNGA, which is the United Nations General Assembly headquarters is in where? New York, US. Okay, where it was published? It was published in Paris on 10th December 1948. Okay. According to this declaration, what is said in this declaration we have seen already. Okay, humans all over the world have certain fundamental rights: right to life, right to education, right to own property, right to fair public hearing, right to freedom from slavery or any kind of torture, right to freedom of movement and expression, and so on. Like that, we have some set of human rights we have. Okay, that is what given in this declaration. Okay, we are starting with this. What is that? Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR. That is what we are seeing in this get set. Okay, coming to the reading junction, about whom we are going to see? We are going to see about Malala Yousafzai. You may have heard, she is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Okay, she is very young. At the age of 16, she won Nobel Peace Prize winner. Okay, in 2014, she was a Nobel Peace Prize winner. She shared that prize with Kailash Satyarthi. Okay, Kailash Satyarthi. Okay, he is an Indian. Okay, he is an Indian. He was 60 at the age of, she won at the age of 16. He won at the age of 60. Okay, he is an Indian. Okay, Kailash Satyarthi was an Indian activist. Shall we start reading? Okay, take page number 3 in your book B. young students in the little known Mingora city of Pakistan's northwestern Swat Valley were thrilled at the announcement of the 95th Nobel Peace Prize. She won 95th Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, what was the number? 95th Nobel Peace Prize she won along with whom? Kailash Satyarthi. Okay. Young students in the little known Mingora city of Pakistan's northwestern Swat Valley were thrilled at the announcement of 95th Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, the reason a young girl from their city had become the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Okay, laureate means that winner, honor. Okay, okay. She was the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Okay, okay. Before entering into this lesson, we can see some this year's 2020's Nobel Prize winners. This was not given in your book. We are going to see additionally. Okay, Nobel Prize winners 2020. See, she has won Nobel Peace Prize in the year. She was nominated in 2013 and she was awarded in 2014. So, after 6 years, this 2020, this was given only in October. It was in online. Okay, online they have done this meeting, but they will give after this corona pandemic situation. They will give individually. They will honor them individually. Okay, it was they have announced the winners. Okay, Nobel Prize winners 2020 who won for peace. See, for everything for peace month, they may select an organization or they may select an activist or a person and anything. For this year 2020, Nobel Prize for Peace, it was won by an organization, United Nations World Food Program. Okay, United Nations World Food Program. Okay, it was won by United Nations World Food Program. Okay, okay, are you all clear? This year's Nobel Peace Prize was won by an organization. It was won by an organization. Please note it down in your notes because it is an additional information which will be useful in your further studies. Okay, it will be very useful. This is what you have to know additionally. Okay, for peace, which what we have seen, United Nations World Food Program. Okay, UNWFP. Okay, UNWFP. Okay, UNWFP. Okay, okay. Then coming to the how many categories they will be giving? They have given for Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel Prize is given for peace, medicine, chemistry, literature, economics, and physics. Okay. See, physics, chemistry, economics, medicine, literature, and peace. Okay, literature and peace. Okay. Okay. Coming to medicine. This medicine is shared by, this Nobel Prize is shared by 3 persons. Who are they? Harvey J. Alter, he is from US, and Michael Houghton, he is from UK, and Charles M. Rice, he is from US. Okay, this is you have to note it down in your notes. Okay, you have to study it. Okay, Harvey J. Alter, Michael Houghton, he is from US, UK, and Charles M. Rice, he is from US. Okay, this is for medicine or physiology. We may call it as medicine or as physiology. Okay, it is shared by 3 persons. Then coming to the chemistry. Chemistry, it was shared by 2 persons. One is Emmanuel Charpentier. Okay, Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer A. Doudna. Okay, Jennifer A. Doudna. Okay, she is from US and he is from France. Okay, then coming to literature. It was won by Louis Gluck. Okay, Louis Gluck. Okay, Louis Gluck, and he is from US. He is an American author. Okay. Then coming to economics, it was shared by two persons, Paul R. Milgram, he is from US, and Robert B. Wilson. Okay, Robert B. Wilson. Then coming to physics, who won the for physics, who won Nobel Prize? Three persons won the one Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prize is shared by three persons. Okay, Andrea M. Ghez, Reinhard Genzel, Roger Penrose. Okay, who are they? Andrea M. Ghez, she is from US. Reinhard Genzel, and he is from German. Roger Penrose, he is from UK. Okay, Nobel Prize was given in the memory of whom? In the memory of Alfred Nobel. It was given in the memory of Alfred Nobel. Okay. Nobel Prize was given in the memory of Alfred Nobel. Okay. In the memory of Alfred Nobel. Okay, in the remembrance of, in the memory of, avangaloda saarbaga, they were given Nobel Prize among how many categories? 6 categories. Okay, for science, for what? Peace, medicine, physics, chemistry, literature, and economics. Okay, literature and economics. These were the winners. You have to know. This was the additional information. You have to note it down in your notes. Okay, it was given in the remembrance of Alfred Nobel. Okay, one important thing you have to know. See, there are 6 categories. Okay, these 6 categories only if for giving a, see, you may have seen a television program. For giving the winners, there may be a jury members or the judges. Okay. For selecting these winners, there are two committees. One is Norwegian committee. See, there are 2 committees for selecting. 2 committees for selecting the winners. Okay, one is Norwegian committee. Norwegian committee. The other one is, what is that? Swedish committee. Okay, Norwegian committee and Swedish committee. Okay, ma? Okay, Norwegian committee and Swedish committee. Which committee selects which category? That is what we have to know. Norwegian committee selects only what? What, ma? Nobel Peace Prize is selected by Norwegian committee. Only peace is selected by Norwegian committee. The rest of the things are the rest of the categories, other categories are selected by Swedish committee. Can you understand what I am saying? See, there are 6 categories which Nobel Prize prize are distributed. For peace prize only, which committee is deciding the winner? Norwegian committee is deciding the winner. The others, other categories are decided by Swedish committee. Okay, that's all. This is what the additional information which I want to give you. Let us continue the lesson. Okay. Young students in the little known Mingora city of Pakistan's northwestern Swat Valley were thrilled at the announcement of the 95th Nobel Peace Prize. The reason, a young girl from their city, which city does Malala belongs to? Mingora city of Pakistan's northwestern Swat Valley. See, you have to remember the city and the valley. Which is that valley? It was in northwestern of the Pakistan, Swat Valley. Okay. Why all are wondered? Because she was the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. The youngest girl is from their city. That is what they were wondered. Okay. The girl was Malala. We all know the girl was Malala. There are not many people in this world. In fact, no one who is brave as Malala, said Badri Khan, 19 college student from Malala's home region. Malala oda avanga and that Mingora city la or college student said, who nobody in this world is brave as Malala. That is what he said at the age of 19. Badri Khan. Okay. This award is an achievement for all girl students of Pakistan. This is what he said in this. Why did the Nobel Committee consider Malala for the Nobel Prize? See, we have to know why they consider her as her for Nobel Prize. There may be a reason, right? That is what we are going to see in this rest. Despite her young age, Malala Yousafzai has already fought for several years for the right of girls to education and has shown by example that children and young people too can contribute to improving their own situations, the Nobel Committee said. See, what Nobel Committee told about Malala, despite her young age, even though she is young, even though she is small, she is a child, she is fighting for what? Right of girls to education in Pakistan. See, girls should educate. We have to study. Education is very important. That she is fighting from a young age. That is what Nobel Committee told about Malala. Even young people and children can fight for improving their situation. So we should not fight for it. We should accept what is given. Like that we should not be. If we want, we have to fight. That is what said by the committee. That is what Malala also did. She want to study. She want to make her girls in Pakistan to study. So she fight for her rights. Even she is young, even she is a child, she is fighting for her girls to educate. She is fighting for her education. That is what given. Nammala pannakoodadhu. There is no age limit for our right. Nalla vishayathukaga we can fight for anything. That is what Malala did. This she has done under the most dangerous circumstance. Through her heroic struggle, she has become a leading spokesperson for girls' right to education. Okay, even though Pakistan means, you know, there will be more restrictions for girls. Yeah, she is a Muslim. There will be many restrictions. Only girls should not study. They should be only in house, like that. There will be many restrictions, but she overcome everything. She under that poor circumstance, she fought for what? Right for girls to education. Okay, we are going to see when she was born and where she was born. About her fathers we are going to see in the next. This is what the committee told, the Nobel Committee, what we have seen, the Norwegian committee, that was told about the Malala Pati Nobel Committee sonnadu, that was we have seen in this paragraph. Okay, Malala Yousafzai was born on 12th July 1997. See, she is very young, 1997, maybe 22 years only old now. Okay, she is very young. Malala Yousafzai was born on 12th July 1997 in Mingora in Swat Valley, Pakistan. She was raised by her parents Sayuddin and Tor Pekai. Okay, who is her father? Sayuddin. Okay, Sayuddin. You are reading the book, right? You have taken the book. You have to note that. Okay, her parents Sayuddin and Tor Pekai, along with the Kushal and Atal, her two younger brothers. She has two younger brothers, and in the early years, two pet chickens. She has some pet chickens. Okay. For the first few years of her life, her hometown was popular tourist spot that was known for its summer festivals. It was known for its summer festivals. The Swat Valley once took pride in being called the Switzerland of Pakistan. It was called Switzerland of Pakistan. Switzerland is very cool, right? Switzerland of Pakistan is Swat Valley. It is very famous for its summer festivals. Okay. Okay, it is a mountainous place close to the capital Islamabad. You all know Pakistan's capital Islamabad. Okay, Islamabad, near to Islamabad, it is a mountainous place called Swat Valley. In that city called Mingora, she was born in that city. Okay, it used to be peaceful when Malala was born in 1997, before Taliban tried to take control. After Taliban take control of their city, then only it becomes struggle. When she was born, it was very pleasant and it was very, what is that? It was very peaceful when she was born. Okay, that is, we have seen where she was born and how what Nobel Committee told about her. Malala, that we have seen. The next, what changes do you think happened in the town of Mingora after the Taliban took control? That is going to see next. What changes do you think happened in the town of Mingora after the Taliban took control? Being fluent in Pashto, English and Urdu. Okay, you have to know which are the languages she is fluent in. She is fluent in Pashto, English and Urdu. Malala was educated at her father's private school, which became several schools collectively called the Kushal Public School. Although initially wanting to become a doctor, she was encouraged by her activist father to consider a career in politics. As she was starting her studies, she was wanting to become a doctor, but her father is an activist. He is in politics. He is in politics. He wanted to become her career in politics. Okay. She was encouraged by her activist father to consider a career in politics. Her father wanted her to continue her career in politics. He don't want her to become a doctor. Okay, after the Taliban began attacking girls' school in Swat, Malala gave speech in Peshawar, Pakistan in 2008. When she was born in 1997. When she was giving a speech in September 2008 in Peshawar, Pakistan. When Taliban take control, they are not allowing girls to study. Okay, they are not attacking girls' school in Swat. When they are attacking girls' school in Swat, Malala gave speech. Okay, in Peshawar, Pakistan. In September 2008. That means she's just 11. Okay, she's just 11 in 2008. The title of her talk was, what was the title? We have to know. Okay, what was the title? She's talking at the age of 11. How dare the Taliban take away my basic right to education? Because she loves to study, she wants to become a doctor. That was the thing she kept in her mind. But her father wants her career to continue in politics. She started talking. What was the title? How dare the Taliban take away my basic right to education? That was the topic. That was the title. At the age of 11, Malala started giving TV interviews to make people aware of the importance of educating girls. At the same time, Taliban had taken over her hometown of Mingora, threatened to blow up girls' school and impose burghas on teachers and students. What Taliban did? Enama pannanga? What they did? At the age of 11, she gave a TV interview. She started giving interviews because she wanted to make girls to know that education is very important. She want to make everybody to study. Every girl student, mainly girls. She want every girls to study in her Pakistan. Okay. Then what? At the same time, what Taliban did, they never make what they have taken over their Mingora city and had threatened to blow up. That girls school girls ellathiyume education they wanted to withdraw their studies, stop panano abindra madri Taliban did. They imposed, what is that? Burqas, you all know. Burqas, that black fardas, we all know, right? Fardas, every teachers and students have to wear fardas. That Taliban told. She knew that her life was under threat. Kandipa, there is a problem. We are under threat because her city was taken control by Taliban, and she is not allowed to study. But she is giving interviews. She is giving speech about Taliban attack. This is she is under threat. She knows. When a journalist from BBC Urdu asked her father to nominate young people who might be willing to give their views on life under the Taliban, he suggested Malala. See, when a journalist asking her father Sayuddin, they are BBC Urdu, okay, BBC Urdu, they are asking her father, select a youngest, what is that, young people who might give their views on Taliban attack பத்தி யார் அவங்களோட views சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்றதுக்காக you may suggest a young people. Likewise, who is asking? BBC Urdu is asking. Our father is suggesting Malala, her own daughter, his own daughter, he is suggesting. Okay, in early 2009, the next year, in early 2009, Malala began blogging for the BBC about living under the Taliban's threat to deny her education. She gained popularity through the heartfelt blogs published on BBC Urdu, which chronicled her desire to remain in education and for girls to have the chance to be educated. In order to hide her identity, she wrote under a pseudonym Gul Makai, a heroine from a Pashtun folk tale. In December, her identity was revealed and her fame was further fanned by a short film by Network Times, Class Dismissed. Okay, see what we are going to see in this para. What we have seen, BBC Urdu is asking for a young people to suggest, our father asking Malala's father to suggest a young people to tell their views about Taliban's attack. Okay, he has suggested his own daughter Malala. Then she started blogging. What is blogging, ma? We all know. Website. We can have our own website. Okay, we can have our own website and we can share our thoughts. We can maybe many cooking channels has some blogs, right? Blogs or else websites. We our school, or we also can create our own blogs. That is what she did. Malala did to convey her what is that, what happens when Taliban attack, என்னெல்லாம் நடக்குது, what happens in a city, அவங்களோட views வந்து what she started blogging in BBC Urdu. Okay, heartfelt. What is heartfelt? We have seen she gained popularity through heartfelt blogs. Heartfelt means sincere blogs, or ஒரு உருகி எழுதுவோம்லமா, that is called heartfelt, sincere blogs published on, where she published on BBC Urdu. Okay, which chronicled, what is chronicle? It is recorded in a detailed way. Okay, recorded in a detailed way. Okay, chronicled her desire to remain in education and for girls to have the chance to be educated. Okay, in order to what she did, in order to hide her name, she don't want to say her own name. Malala, she don't want to publish. So she added a false name, Gul Makai. What is her false name? Gul Makai. What is her false name, ma? Gul Makai. It was the name of one heroine, Pashtun folk tale. It was a name of heroine from Pashtun folk tale. Okay, here she had pseudonym, means false name. Okay, false name, Gul Makai. That was the name she used to blog பண்ணும்போது she used to use what name? Gul Makai. This was the false name she used to blog. Okay, Then in December, when she started blogging in early 2009. Okay, in early 2009 she started blogging. In 2009 December, or after 6 months, her name was revealed. Gul Makai was only Malala. She was the girl. She was only Gul Makai. Like that, it was revealed, and she was fanned by. What is fanned? அவங்கள பார்த்து இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆகும்லமா, something we inspire. They were inspired and they were taken a short film which was published in New York Times. Class dismissed. That was a short film which அவங்கள இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆட்டாங்க. What? Malala. They were inspired by Malala and they have taken a short film, Class Dismissed. Okay, that was published in New York Times. Okay, then coming to what next, this is you are clear with this. Then what is a blog and what is it used for? We are going to see what is a blog and what is it used for. We all know blogs means we are creating our own websites, or we are sharing our thoughts, our views in a recognized website. That is what that is called blogs. Okay, she saw it as an opportunity. Yes, நம்மளோட வியூஸை நம்மளோட எண்ணங்களை சொல்றதுக்கு ஒரு இடம் கிடைச்சிச்சுன்னா it is an opportunity, right? She saw it as an opportunity. I wanted to speak up for my rights, she says, and also I didn't want my future to be just sitting in a room and be imprisoned in my four walls and just cooking and giving birth to children. I didn't want to see my life in that way. The Taliban army would kill people in Swat Valley for resisting it, and here was this young girl who decided she was going to stand up to them. Okay, can you understand what is said in this para? She used that as an opportunity. She wanted to speak up for her rights. She wanted her girls in her Pakistan to study. So she wanted to speak up for her rights. That is what she don't want to give birth to. She don't want to sit in the four halls and sit inside the four walls and doing the வீட்டு வேலை மட்டும் செஞ்சுட்டு. She don't wanted to be as a normal girl. She wanted to explore her. She wanted to fight for her rights. That is what she wanted. Okay, with a growing public platform, Malala continued to speak about her right and the right of all women to education, about her right and about all the right of all women to education. That is what she has fight for education. Okay, her activism resulted in her being nominated for. Okay, she was fighting for it, right? For that she was awarded, right? Her activism resulted in her being nominated for the International Children's Peace Prize in 2011. Okay, see, at the age of what? She was born in 1997. What 2011 means what? Just she is 14 years old. At the 14 years she was winning what? International Children's Peace Prize. She is winning International Children's Peace Prize. Okay, have you all noted this? Shall I rub? You have noted this, right? See, what are the awards she has been? See, she has won what? International Children's Peace Prize. Okay, in 2011. Okay, in 2011 she has won International Children's Peace Prize. Okay, then what she has won? That same year she was awarded Pakistan's National Youth Peace Prize. Okay, in the same year 2011 she has won Pakistan's Pakistan's National Youth Peace Prize. Okay. Okay ma? Okay. Then when she was 14, Malala and her family learned that the Taliban had issued a death threat against her. Taliban, if she was fighting against Taliban, she will be under threat. Okay, that is what Taliban had issued a death threat against her. Though she was concerned about the safety of her father, an anti-Taliban activist, she and her family initially felt that fundamentalist group would not actually harm a child. The person who is fundamentalist means ஒரு அவங்களோட ரிலீஜியனுக்காக they are fighting, ஒரு set of group of people who are fighting for their religion. They are making their religion very seriously. Only Muslims should அந்த மாதிரி that Taliban are like that only. No, that is what fundamentalist group would not actually harm a children. அப்படி இருக்கிறவங்க வந்து they won't harm us. They will harm us, but nothing will happen to our child. That is what they thought. When she was shot in the head on October 9, 2011 by a Taliban gunman, she was already well known in Pakistan. Okay, but that one shocking act catapulted her to international fame. See, till now she was known only to her nation. She was known just to her nation only, or to their பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற cities ko அந்த மாதிரி தான் she was known. After in October 9, 2012, there was a gunshot. Taliban were gunshot her. They were shoot her. That time only she was internationally famous. She became internationally famous. After that only she was awarded what is that Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, we are going to see the rest. We are going to see the next thing. That is what we are going to see in the rest of the topic. When she was shot in the head on October 9, see, listen to the year and the date. When she was shot in the head on October 9, 2012 by the Taliban gun, she was already well known in Pakistan, but that one shocking act catapulted her to international fame. That day on October 9, 2012, what happened? That is what we are going to see. That day she was in the middle of her exams. She was her exams are going on and had a lot on her mind, but there was still the usual after school chat and gossip to share with Moniba, who was sitting next to her. She is talking with Moniba, who is next to her, who is her classmate. But as the bus progressed along its route, Malala noticed something unusual. The road seemed deserted. Deserted means empty. எதுவுமே இல்லை. And it is not as usual. It is unusual. Something that is going to happen. She is guessing it. I asked Moniba, she is asking Moniba, why is there no one here? Can you see it? It's not like it usually is, Malala said. Moments later, the bus was flagged down by two young men as it passed a clearing 100 yards from the school gates. ஒரு 100 மீட்டர் கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி ஸ்கூல்லேருந்து கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி வரும்போது she has the two young men, two college students stopped the bus. Okay. Malala doesn't recall seeing them, but Moniba does. Malala doesn't think anything, but Moniba can recall. To her, they look like college students. A militant boarded her school bus and asked for her by name. They asked her name. What's your name? Then pointed a pistol at her and opened fire, wounding two of her school friends as well. They have wounded two of her school friends also. She survived the dramatic assault, but the shooting left her in critical situation. After shooting done, she was under critical situation. She underwent a delicate surgery at a Pakistan military hospital in Peshawar. She underwent surgery in Peshawar. A portion of her skull was removed to treat her treat her swelling brain. Okay, a portion of her skull was removed to treat her swelling brain. A portion of the skull was removed to treat her brain வந்து வீங்கி இருக்கு, so we have to treat that. So we are going to remove that skull. That was done to Malala. Then what happened? It was decided that in order to optimize her chances for a full recovery, she would have to be taken out of Pakistan to make her அவங்கள வந்து full recover ஆகிறதுக்கு, to make her recovery full. What they wanted to take her out of Pakistan. வேற வெளிநாட்டு கொண்டு போய் we can give treatment, right? Like that we can do. That is what அப்படி நினைக்கிறாங்க. When October 9, 2012 gunshot took place, on October 15, 2002 Malala arrived at Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. Birmingham is in England. Okay, Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, England. Okay, where she should remain for the next 3 months. She should stay for the next 3 months, then only she will be treated good. Okay, she had been kept under medically induced coma. Induced means to cause. Okay, induced coma, but a day later the doctor decided to bring her out of it. Alende veli kondu varnom, coma lende we have to take her out. Like that they did. Her last memory was of being on a school bus in Swat. That was the last thing she remembered. She was being in a school bus. That was the thing she was remembered. Now she is waking up surrounded by strangers in foreign country. She wake up. She seeing she was surrounded by many strangers in foreign country. We don't know anybody. She is surrounded by many strangers. That is many strangers in a foreign country.